Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Chris Nur, Chief Digital Officer of Synity, a world leader in enterprise data software, and we're partnering with Chief Data Officer Magazine, MIT CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers to bring you this series of interviews with thought leaders in data and analytics. Today, I have the terrific pleasure of talking to Asha Poulose Johnson, Vice President and Global CIO of Data and Analytics at GE Healthcare, and a CDO Magazine 2020 Global Data Power Woman, selected by CDO Magazine for being a pioneer and a key influencer in shaping the data and analytics industry. Welcome, Asha. Terrific to meet you and a great pleasure. I'm looking forward to our conversation today.
Thank you, Chris. It's a great pleasure to be here and, talk to you about some of the things that are very passionate and I'm very close to my heart. So thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Thank you. So let me start talking a little bit about your GE career. You've been a longtime leader in GE. You've worked across a number of major divisions, and these are in very different types of businesses. So you've had roles in aviation and power systems and in GE Healthcare. As a starting point for the audience, could you just give us an overall picture of GE Healthcare, major products and types of services and markets?
Sure. So like you said, I've been with GE for 20 years, pretty much all of my career. I started out as a developer, with the research division and then, kind of navigated my career through aviation, power, some roles at headquarters for GE Digital and then now in healthcare. I've had the opportunity to do half of these roles within engineering roles or technology roles like software engineering and analytics, and the remaining on business specific roles. So that has been I would say, a very important part of shaping up who I am today. The whole experience that I've had of multiple roles and industries within the GE family. It's like working in many companies without really changing your company. When I talk about GE Healthcare, so GE Healthcare is primarily a healthcare equipment provider, and our real goal is to make the life of clinicians better by providing them the ability to really do better diagnosis and faster and more accurate diagnosis. So that's kind of our primary business. And we have multiple segments within this, and we also are now very focused on our digital strategy, which helps take our domain expertise and our equipment business and kind of marry that with a digital strategy to really help precision health and really help our patient. So that is kind of the goal for GE Healthcare. It's a company that's more than 100 years old. It operates in more than 160 countries. 2019 revenues were like 17 billion across all of the world. And just to give you some statistics, every second there are 3 scans that are done somewhere in the world from GE equipment. Wow. So really proud to be part of this organization and, really be true to our purpose of mattering to lives in moments that matter. So that's kind of a quick overview of GE Healthcare.
That's really helpful. Thank you. And I thought it would be good to start with that because GE it's an amazing global company, great reach, all of these different divisions, and just interesting to think about that healthcare segment in particular, and how commonly used all of the amazing devices are, particularly in the field of scanning. So I want to pick up on one thing that you just a couple of things that you just said. And maybe talk a little bit about your role and your vision for your role and how it fits into the business strategy. So you're a CIO of data and analytics. How much of that work is focused on helping to, as you said, improve outcomes and kind of optimize the clinical experience for clinicians? And how much of it is focused on helping use analytics kind of more from an internal lens to grow the business? And maybe to some extent, those two things are interrelated. So if you could share your thoughts on that, I think it would be very interesting.
Sure, Chris. So if you look at what my role is in the 17 billion enterprise, right, it is really to get the power of data analytics to every employee in healthcare. And in turn, this really helps us to be providing better solutions for our products, which helps the clinical outcome. So while there is no direct correlation of what I do to the clinical outcome, we are now moving into a more and more digital world, with the whole digital strategy, where data is kind of becoming ubiquitous. So earlier, most of our work used to be around enterprise data. Now it's also about IoT data, from the data that comes from the machines that we've installed in various hospitals and other clinical facilities. External market data, very important for us to know, especially with COVID disruptions. That's kind of shaped both our products we started shifting more of our focus to ventilators and other equipment that was needed for at that point of time. And also for us to understand what should be our product strategy, what should be our market strategy, so that we continue to serve the people as well as continue to be successful and profitable as a company. So while my focus is more internal, I think it's now getting to a mix of external, because data really is not internal or external, right? It's data, and the power is more in the combination, not in the uniqueness, and it's more in the joining of this data and the new insights that you can arrive faster, sooner, then modify your product strategy, and then accordingly go to market, which in turn helps the industry and helps our customers.